everyone. DigiVation Future Summits and Awards came and is still around. But the focus of the issue and the theme of the event is governance, policy, people, and the future economy. And one of the contributing factors for an economy to be rests on many industries and sectors' shoulder. One of such is the Internet Exchange Point of Nigeria, of which they are contributing greatly to how internet usage and local traffic is being controlled. I'm Mojisola Labi, DigiVation Network. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you.
Let's dive straight to the real point and the questions. How do you think Nigeria as a country and Africa on a larger scale as a continent has actually effectively leverage on internet technology to advance its technological development so far?
No, Africa has really done well because we took advantage of the mobile technology, because Africa really lacks the core infrastructure of the internet. But with the advent of mobile technology, wireless, and the cost of phones dropping, so there is a very wide adoption of technology in Africa. And I would say that, yes, there is a huge impact on our lives in almost all the key sectors. If you look at the banking sector, how many people go to bank these days? You do all your transactions online, e-learning, and so many other aspects. So I think we have done quite well, but there is need to do more, to really take advantage of the technology to remove ourselves out of poverty, to enhance the economy, because the value add of technology is really small when it comes to the economy compared to the rest of the world.
Okay.
If you see that almost all the key inputs when it comes to technology from outside, but if you look at all the mobile devices that we are using, is all imported, apart from the SIM card that is manufactured locally.
Yeah.
The telecommunication mast, the radio links, the software, almost all the hardware is imported, really. And in terms of the content we browse, substantial part of the content is outside Nigeria, so we tend to just be consumers of that content. So I think there is need to do more, especially for government, to ensure that the technology that we are using is fully domesticated, and we are taking advantage of it economically, instead of just using the internet for social media.
Do you think IXP-driven innovation is taking shape in Nigeria and its internet marketplace?
Yes. So the Internet Exchange Point is just a physical facility that allows internet service providers, telecommunication companies, content providers, and any organization that is IP-centric. What I mean, IP, Internet Protocol-centric, can connect to each other. So the objective is to ensure that the internet we are browsing is domesticated in the country, so that what you're browsing do not have to necessarily leave the shores of Nigeria. And you can do that by ensuring you have a lot of content network operators in country. So with what the exchange point is doing, we have seen an advent of data centers coming into Nigeria. In the last 10 years, so many data centers have started springing up. In fact, the investment, it's going much, much higher compared to before. So in the next 2 years, there is a lot of investment coming into Nigeria towards data centers, right? And those data centers will ensure domestication of our internet traffic, because all the hosting companies, the information we are browsing will now be domesticated. And all this will happen when you have an internet exchange point that will ensure interconnectivity. Is because the key to the development of internet ecosystem, the cornerstone is the exchange point, because it provides the interconnectivity. When you say internet, the word internet is coined out of the word inter-network by Dr. Vincent Cerf. So inter-network, so different networks coming together, they usually come together in a physical facility called an exchange point so that they can interconnect with each other. So yes, the exchange point has really made headways, when it comes to the innovation. As you said, we are now in 8 different data centers in Lagos. We're in Abuja, Port Harcourt, Enugu, Kano, about to be in Gombe. And with what we are doing, we have seen more data centers coming into the country, and we have seen more domestication of traffic. When we started operating, there was less than 1% of traffic that is domesticated. With what we are doing now, roughly around 50 to 60% of the traffic is domesticated, because we have all the major content providers that are connected to us, such as Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, TikTok are interconnected with us.
Can we really say that local traffic is actually local? Is Nigeria really achieving this?
Yes. So in terms of, yes, local traffic, yes, we are achieving it, as I said, because most of the operators in Nigeria, if I'm to divide the internet into two kind of networks, you can say there is what is called access networks that give you access to the internet. So MTN, Airtel, all the ISPs are access network. Using access network, you try to access the internet to go to what is called content networks. Content networks are the Google, the Facebook, content distribution networks, hosting companies, and all the rest. So yes, with what we are doing, we have seen that those content networks are now coming into the country to provide caches, to provide connectivity. So if you want to access Google in Nigeria, Google is already present, Microsoft is present, and the rest. But they are not present at the scale that they are supposed to be. So part of the traffic that you access, you find it in Nigeria. Part of the traffic you pass through their network and go outside Nigeria. So yes, there is domestication of traffic. What we want to see is that not only that international players coming in, we want to see emergence of local content hosting companies in Nigeria. We want to see our own content is hosted in Nigeria. Content, when I'm talking about the content, I'm talking about the music industry, I'm talking about the movie industry, I'm talking about websites of .ng, websites of government. All that should be hosted in Nigeria so that Nigeria can benefit from the sheer size of population that we have on the internet, so that eventually, as we speak now, the African hub for internet content, the center of gravity of internet content in Africa is in South Africa. And we can actually push and change that center of gravity to Nigeria if government has a clear direction on how to bring on board all these contents back into the country. But yes, to your question, yes, we have achieved, and it's around 50% of traffic now to 60% is domestic.
So in one word, in concluding part, all these prospects, the time frame, how far can it be achieved? In 5 years? No, in 10 years?
So honestly, I can't really give you. You see, you can have a timeline when you have a plan. You see, we are in point A, we want to go to point B. So it depends on your plan of execution to take you to that point B. As we speak now, the plans that are on ground, unfortunately for Nigeria, we have good policies, no implementation. So I can't really give you timeline, but whether based on the trend I'm seeing, yes, in the next 5 years, we can achieve significant hosting of information in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
On well-researched and balanced stories, events, and